Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. I'm your brother, Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer extraordinaire, practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in San Diego, St. Louis, and Washington, D.C. This is episode 241 of the Immigration Answer Show. I'm here for a full hour answering as many of your immigration law-related questions as I can. Believe it or not, the waiting room is already full. Happy Monday to everybody. My friend Julie's here. She is womaning the boards. She's keeping track of the comments. She's posting how you can join us on the show. I do have a little bit of personal news. You'll see me eating my yogurt, right? So I am doing a fitness thing called 75 Hard. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It was designed by this guy named Andy Frisella, who's from St. Louis. He's sort of a wild man. He has this company called First Form. It's based here in St. Louis. It's a supplements company. Anyway, 75 Hard. I'll tell you the requirements of it. I'm on day 22 of 75 Hard. So 75 Hard, you have to exercise for 45 minutes twice a day. So I've been going to the gym in the morning, hitting the treadmill, and from 5 to 5:45. And then I go and I journal after that, and then I get ready and come to work. So that's my first exercise. My second one, and they're both just walking. So I'm on a treadmill at a 7 pitch going 3.5. So it's pretty intense, and I get a good sweat. The second workout is also a walk, oftentimes with Amani after work, but sometimes after work or in the afternoon, even if I'm in a meeting, I might go for a walk, which is what I did today and why I'm wearing my Under Armour shirt here. Okay, so that's one thing. Number two, I have to drink a gallon of water. There's my Hacking Immigration Law sticker. A gallon of water every day. So it's four of these. And then I have to read 10 pages of self-help or personal development book, which I actually do on the treadmill. So that's the next thing. And then I have to work a diet. So I had gone to see a diet guy last year in September, and it had worked for a while, but I've committed to that, and you can't cheat once. You can't. Oh, and you have to take a progress photo every day. So every day in the morning, I take a progress photo. If you miss any of those things, you have to start all over. So if you only drink half a gallon of water, or if you forget to exercise the second time, or any of that stuff. So like a friend of mine's friend went 41 days, but he forgot to take a progress photo and he had to start all over. So that and the requirement that you don't cheat, those have been two great things for me, because like today we celebrated Adela's 14th year with the firm, right? And there's this place up the street called Pretzel Boys. I love Pretzel Boys. It's like hot pretzels, and they made a big 14 for her, and they got a bunch of extra pretzels. So like if I weren't on my diet, I probably would have eaten 3 of those. So all that to say, this thing's really working. So far, today's day 22, I've lost more than 20 pounds. So it's pretty crazy. But that just shows you how much I was eating beforehand. So it's nice to have the clarity of thought. It's nice to be working a program and be working towards something. So I still got a long way to go, but I'm heading towards 1/3 done, and I'm really excited. I'm enjoying it. I feel better. I'm sleeping a lot better. And I think my allergies, in fact, have been better, because I think I'm flushing out a lot of stuff with all that water. So all that being said, that's why I'm wearing my casual clothes. And if you have any questions about that or want to talk about that, I'd love to. Otherwise, we're going to turn to immigration and get it started with Rehab. Hi, Rehab.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. You look good. I wondered what the 75 is. Is it 75
75
days?
days. So you have to do it 75 days in a row. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's hardcore. What
Yeah,
can
it
I
is.
help you with?
I have a few questions. The first one is, I told you before that I applied for my fiance to come on a fiance visa, and he came and we got married, and now we're applying for the 485
Oh, yeah.
with the additional forms that you recommended that we file.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that happen in April next year is that his passport expires. He came on a Syrian passport.
Mhm.
So what happens then, given that it's most likely that his green card would not have arrived yet?
Will he be able to get a new passport here in the United States?
No, there's no Syrian embassy in the US since the war.
Yeah, so he'll just have to go in with his expired one. They'll understand. They'll know about that.
Okay, so that's not a problem.
Mm-mm.
The other thing is we went to the Social Security Administration and applied for his Social Security card. And when it came in the mail, and they obviously know about a fiance visa,
Mhm.
and they issued his Social Security card in 7 days. But the card came with the statement valid for work only with DHS authorization, which I understand. But
Yep.
for example, when we went to the bank to open a bank account, they said, well, this is only valid for work, the Social Security card. And I said, if you read the full sentence, it says valid for work only with DHS authorization. So they're saying that work validity
Did
is
you go
under these
did
conditions.
you go to
So
Bank of America or some big national bank?
no, it's some local bank in a small
Just just
town.
pick just pick another one.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
they finally did get his
Oh,
account opened with his passport, but they said we can't use the Social Security card on this number until he gets his permanent number. I said, this is his permanent Social Security. It is,
yeah.
right? It's not like he'll get another
But
one later.
you should have waited. You shouldn't have gone to get the Social Security number. You should have when you apply for the 765, there's a box that says, "Do you want a Social Security card?" It's better to do it that way, but it'll be okay.
Okay, well, the reason we did that was because we wanted to go get a driver's permit so that we can
Mhm.
prepare for, and then it turns out that they won't give us a driver's permit until he has his new I-94 form that shows validity for 6 months.
Yeah. Yep.
And so is that what will happen on the when he gets his new I-94? What will it look like? Because the old one just says that it's valid, for the 90 days that a fiancé visa is valid for. What would the new one be?
He's not gonna get a new I-94. He's just gonna get his work card. That's when they'll do it.
But, what about a new I-797?
That's just
Would that
that's not a form. That's an approval notice. That's just a notice of action.
okay, but it won't even say the period for which his
Well,
new
it'll be
like
good. It should be good for a year or two. It'll be fine. I mean, he'll
a
get his
year.
green card then too.
Okay, because that's the
You're
alternative.
just doing things a little out of order.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so I should really just do the 485 with the additional 2 documents you mentioned on a previous show, the
Yep.
work authorization and the travel document.
And the
Uh,
affidavit of support.
and if affidavit and Schedule A was recommended on, oh, actually was required on the 485. It says, Supplement A, sorry. Supplement A, it says if you're applying as a family base, then we should also fill out the Supplement A. Is that right?
I don't know. I haven't done a 45 in a really long time.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then I have one more question. So,
Sure.
in the event that he gets sick and he needs medical assistance, can we go to the health department for him because he's not on my work insurance?
Can you add him now that he has a Social Security number?
Yeah, but everyone who looks at this Social Security card thinks that it's only valid for work.
I doubt if you try to add him to your insurance, I doubt that they'll ask to see the actual card. They'll just ask for the number.
So you're
Uh,
saying he can't really go to the health
I'm saying
department?
he shouldn't.
He shouldn't. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Yeah, because the affidavit of support says he won't be using any.
Yep.
Mm,
And you don't
gotcha.
want to you don't want to be talking about that at your green card interview. Good luck, Rehab. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, let's say hi to Steve. Hi, Steve. You're on mute, Steve. Oh, I think Steve hung up on himself. Let's say hi to Aditya. What's up, Aditya?
Hi, Jim. So, unfortunate situation here. So me and my spouse both applied for 485 in 2021. So she had to, we applied for AP and 485, but it was not approved, and my spouse had to travel to India. And she was on H4 and I was on H1B at that time. And while she was in India waiting for her stamping to come back to US, my 485 was approved and now she's out of status and unable to return. And for now, we have filed for humanitarian parole, but it's like touch and go kind of situation.
Wait, she applied for a green card with you?
Yes, we both applied together.
And she didn't get advance parole?
She couldn't get it and she had to travel to India.
Why couldn't she get advance parole?
I mean, by the time she had to travel, it was not approved.
Why did she leave without an approved advance parole?
She had to take care of her parents over there.
How long had her advance parole case been on file?
We filed all 485 and AP all together in April 2021.
And when did she leave the United States?
She left in April 2022.
So after a year, they still hadn't sent her advance parole.
No, not AP, neither 785 was approved. And we got the appointment for the visa stamping, but it was like in September 22nd. So now she cannot go for stamping.
Next month.
Yes.
So now she's stuck outside the United. Boy, that sucks.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have applied for humanitarian parole. Like we applied for expedited request, but I don't have much hope there. She has B2 visa at this moment. And she actually got an RFE saying that once you return, we can adjudicate the petition.
45, but it's abandoned because she left the United States.
Yeah, she cannot come back because my 485 is approved.
No, I'm saying you're saying if they adjudicate it, they're going to deny it because she abandoned it. That's what the adjudication is going to be. So you can't put much stock in that.
No, the RFE says that either return lawfully or on parole.
Yeah, but it doesn't say they're going to approve it. It says they'll adjudicate it, and the adjudication is going to be they're going to deny it because she left without advance parole.
But she was on H4 visa. It's just that it was not stamped, so she had to wait.
That's totally separate from whether or not if you have a non-immigrant visa and you apply for a green card and you leave before you have advance parole, the fact that you have a visa doesn't save you from the fact that leaving the United States without advance parole means you've abandoned your green card. Do you understand?
Right. So it's like a gone case.
Non-immigrant visa doesn't protect it. Only advance parole can protect it.
Okay, so now we only have follow to join option.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She has an H1B cap exempt H1B, so maybe she can apply for job, and if she gets a job, then she can come back, right? Yeah.
Cap exempt or caps? You mean she's already counted against the cap?
She used to work in US and she quit the job, and I'm told that she still has 3 years left on her H1B.
Yeah, so that's an option. Have her come back on the H1B.
But she can never use her B2 forever now, right? Because of me being in the US, and she can never travel on B2.
I wouldn't. I mean, if the visa is still valid, she could try to enter on that. I mean, here's the thing. Hold on. This is a really important topic. This is much more important than talking to me on a TV show where I just answer off the top of my head. You need someone to look at the whole immigration system and everything that's been filed for you and figure out what's next. This is more than what I can handle on this phone call, if that makes sense.
Understood. No, that's why. So my lawyers are applying. I have applied for humanitarian. We are just waiting for the response.
That's not going to. I don't think that's going to do anything. Even if she gets back in the United States, she has to file a new 485. The old 485 is DEAD, dead, because she left. Understood. You file a 485. You leave before advance parole. The 485 is dead, no matter what. Even if they bring you back on humanitarian parole, even if you come back on a B1, B2, even if you come back on an old H1B, the green card itself is over.
And if she travels on B1, is it a risky proposition that she may be sent back?
They might not let her in, right?
Okay.
They might let her in. They might. Okay. Here's the thing. There's two problems with that. One is They might put her on a plane back home,
Mm-hmm.
and that sucks, and it's expensive, and you're tired. The other problem is they might let her back in, but then she's not going to be able to adjust because the 45 she had on file is already expired, already subject to denial. It's dead.
And us having a US citizen daughter, kid, does it help in any way? She's also with her in India right now.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Has
Yeah, so,
USCIS ruled by now on the advanced parole or no?
no, they haven't yet.
So you're telling me that she applied for advanced parole in April of 2021, and there still hasn't been a decision on it?
Right.
That's
We expect
ridiculous.
it to be denied, but it hasn't been approved yet, or denied either way.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Did you get advanced parole before your green card, or did you just get your green
No,
card?
my application is still pending for advance parole. They haven't denied it yet.
Okay. Well, sorry, Dicha.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
Bye, buddy. All right. Let's say hi to Michael. Hi, Michael. You're on mute. Go ahead. Say something. Now I can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. In 2000, I will just trying to tell my story quickly. In 2016, came here as a visit visa, applied for asylum. I'm originally from Egypt. Lived here, application pending. In 2020, I got married. I applied for
Heyo.
You got me?
You blacked out there for a minute. So you had a pending asylum case from 2016. 2020, you married a U.S. citizen. Then the
Yes.
screen went blank.
Yes, and after that, till now, it's pending still, waiting for the interview. I would like to. I'm thinking that my asylum case, things it changed in Egypt since I lived, and I would like to withdraw it. What's your advice for me?
Because you want to withdraw it so that you can go back and visit in Egypt? Is that why?
This is one thing. Another thing that's the stuff that's happening 2014, because I came from actually I was studying, like I left 2014 to Ireland, study for a while, and after that I came here as a visitor and applied for asylum. So things have changed in Egypt since this time.
What changed in Egypt?
Okay, the Muslim Brotherhood is not ruling the country anymore like before. All the troubles that was happening with the churches and Christian and all burned churches, all of this is getting less and less.
So did your U.S. citizen, your spouse is your spouse a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Did they file an I-130 and 45 for you?
Yes.
Did that get approved?
No, we are waiting the interview. They asked for last March. They asked for more evidence and
Like what? More marital evidence?
yeah, related to marriage and related to the period time during the COVID, and we sent it to them. So.
What do you mean they asked for evidence about COVID? What do you mean?
No, not COVID, sorry. I mean this period, like the last 2 years since I applied.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the receipt date on the I-130 and the 45? When did you file that?
August 2020.
And what big city do you live in? Where will your interview be?
I'm now in Seattle.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So are you proposing that you go back to Egypt before your green card interview?
No, I don't think so. I'm waiting for finish my green card and everything before I go.
So then what's the question is, what you want to know, whether I think you should go back to Egypt before you get or after you get your green card?
Yeah, like if I have to go for example, just to be normal. Like I'm living my normal life with my wife, and I would like my rest of my family. I have one brother here, U.S. citizen also. I would like rest of my parents to see her and be normal. So
Yeah. So
I would like to go. Yeah.
my vote, I mean, the safest thing to do is to wait to go to Egypt until after you get your citizenship. That's the safest thing to do. I think that if you go before then, you might have to explain yourself at your citizenship interview why you went back. It sounds like you have a good argument as to why you went back, but generally I don't like it when people apply for asylum and then go back to their country. But I'm not in charge of everything. So I think the safest thing to do would be to not go back to Egypt. You can go visit your parents, just not in Egypt.
Okay.
Go wait until you get your citizenship to go visit Egypt.
And should I withdraw my asylum?
Not until you get your green card.
No, not till I get the green card. Even if I have the work permit through
Yep.
my
Green card.
I-4085
Yeah.
application. No, also
No.
this is
Yeah,
the status why I'm here. Okay.
They might even ask you at the interview if you want to withdraw it. I would say no.
No. Okay. Okay. I got your point. Okay.
All right. Good luck, Michael.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye. All right. Let's say hi to Chinadu. What do you say, Chinadu?
Yeah, Jim Michael, good evening.
How are you?
I'm okay.
What's up?
I appreciate your program. I mean, thank God for bringing somebody like you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have an issue. I I married 2016, and 2017 I put in my papers. So 2017 April.
Wait, let's back up a little bit. Let's back up a little bit. Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
And
I live in New York.
You married a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
What year did you get married to the U.S. citizen?
2016.
And where were you in the United States when you got married, or were you overseas?
I was here. I met her here. We married here.
Okay. And when did you come to the United States?
I came to in 2015.
So when you got married to the U.S. citizen, were you still in status or were you out of status?
I was out of status.
Okay. And you came on a B1, B2 visa?
I came on P3.
I'm sorry?
P3. P3.
D3?
Yeah, I came as a musician, as an artist.
Okay. All right. And so
so
when you hold on. You got your visa from the embassy in Nigeria?
Yes.
When you went to the embassy in Nigeria to get your visa, were you married or were you not married?
Then I was married. I told him I was married then. But I was a process of.
You told him you were married or you were married?
I was married.
Okay. And have you?
But then I told him at the embassy that I'm in process of divorce. She asked me, am I still married? I said, my divorce is not yet true.
So on the day you went to the embassy interview, were you still legally married?
No, but we're not living together, yeah.
What?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any proof that you told the officer at your embassy interview that you were going through a divorce?
No.
So the only word on that is from you.
Huh?
We have any proof that you told the officer you were going through a divorce, right?
Yeah, I told him, but it is an oral interview.
And did the divorce happen before you left Nigeria or after you came to America?
After I came to America, it was concluded.
So you weren't involved at all in the divorce itself?
Huh?
You yourself were not involved in the divorce. You didn't go see the judge.
No,
you didn't.
I started it. I went for one or two hearings before I came to America.
But were you there when the judge issued the divorce decree?
The final one? No, I wasn't there when they did the final.
Okay, so then you come to America, you have your musician visa, you do your performance, and then you and then you overstay, and then you marry a U.S. citizen, and then she files an I-130 and a 45 for you, and then what happens?
Then on 20, they called me for an interview. I went for an interview 2019
Where?
at the Brooklyn Center.
Okay, and what happened? How was it? Did
Then
they separate you?
no, the first one who went, it went well. Then I waited for them for about 3 years. 3 years, 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
3 years, 5 months. They called me back again. They called me and my wife back again. And
Okay,
this time around, they separated us.
did you bring an attorney or did you go by yourself?
I went with an attorney.
And what did the attorney say how you did as far as whether your answers matched?
The attorney said my answers matched, that he didn't see any reason why I would be denied, because our answers were correct, even where we have a difference. The rebuttal was okay. So
how are things with you and your wife today, right now?
good. It was good.
Okay, so what's the question?
The question is now, since we went for that interview for almost 90 days now, 3 months now, I've not had anything from them. And I asked the officer the day I went to, I asked the officer that the first time I came for the interview, it took them 3 years to give me a response. And the response was for us to come back again for the interview. Mm-hmm. So I hope this one we're not going to take another 3 years. So the officer started laughing and said, no, that in 30 days, I'll get a response. And it's over 100 days.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I can get you a decision. I don't know what the decision will be, but I can get you a decision in about 3 months if you sue them.
So what could be, my answer is, well, my question is, what could be the problem? Why it's taking too long for them to take a decision on my case?
Because you're from Nigeria and they discriminate against men from Nigeria, and because they think all divorce decrees from Nigeria are fake. And when somebody overstays their, did you hear what I said? Did you hear me, Chinadu? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? All right. Well, you'll just have to catch it on the recording, Chinadu. If you can't hear me? All right. So you'll have to catch it on the recording. They think you're lying. They think you're a Nigerian man and that your marriage is fake and that your divorce is fake, and they don't want to give you a green card. That's why. So if you sue them, I think you get a decision in about 90 days. And if you want to do that, just let us know. All right. Let's say hi to James. Hi, James.
Hi, Jim. Good exercise regime. Glad to hear about your diet. Is it a plant-based diet?
Mostly.
Wonderful.
It's protein. I have a chicken breast at night.
Right. That's good. That's good. I'm so glad to hear that. My dad is not well. He's in hospital. And he has been going through a lot this time. This is the third hospitalization. And I have my siblings internationally. My mom is U.S. citizen, so she applied for their, she sponsored them. So it's going to take another 10, 15 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was type of a situation. It was devastating. So we were thinking maybe the siblings, those who could come, they could come because dad is at this type of situation. So would they be able to get the visa if they apply, or the hospital medical records would support them?
I'd say there's a less than 10% chance of them letting them come.
Even with the medical records and everything. Mm-hmm. Doctors don't.
What embassy?
Pakistan.
Yeah.
Pakistan.
I think you're talking 5%, 7%, something very, very small.
Even God forbid, like last hospitalization, I cried and wept, and I thought, like, if this is the time, I almost lost him. Even if situation like that happens, would they allow any of his children to come and see him?
I don't believe so.
So what is the best resort? Like, definitely his children would like to see him before he goes, or if he goes.
Then they should apply for visit visas, but don't buy a ticket and don't get your hopes up.
And if they don't, can the body go back?
Sure. I mean, I don't know how that works, but sure.
Oh my gosh. Like, they have government jobs. they're educated and they have families, even if they don't come with their children or their spouses.
Yeah,
At
so
least this thing.
that all would help, and that would definitely be part of wanting to include that in the application and making it clear. But they're just not built. I mean, Islamabad is one of the slowest, busiest, hardest to crack embassies. So I think the chances of that working are very, very small.
And I don't know, it's a long time ago before there was DS-60 form. I don't think that asked to upload a medical record or something like that, a
I
doctor
think now
note.
I think now you can. The DS-160. Yeah, I think now you can.
Cool. And another thing I was thinking on, like one of my siblings is an engineer. Her spouse is an engineer. So since they are in the petition for my mom, can they still apply for E2 investment thing?
That's going to be tricky because they've demonstrated immigrant intent. They've raised their hand and said they want to live in the United States as lawful permanent residents. So I think that, and they're going to have to admit that when they fill out the DS-160 for the E2. So I think that might be a tough sell.
E2 is also difficult, though they are intending to make an investment.
Yeah, but they've also said they're intending to get a green card. So I think that's the problem. Once you ask for an immigrant visa, that makes it harder to get a non-immigrant visa.
Right. And how about EB2 NIW? That's anyways a green card. Can they try for that?
They can, but I just made a video on this the other day. I don't think it's dropped yet, but it's like everybody and his brother thinks that they're entitled and eligible for an NIW EB2 green card. So, I mean, I think USCIS's main response would be, if you're so great, why don't you find a U.S. employer to sponsor you? And then you got to ask yourself, why is it in the national interest of the United States to not make this person go through the perm process? So I think for all those reasons, that's going to be tough, unless he's like a nuclear scientist or something.
Right. What could be the best way for one of the sibling is a medical doctor, another is an engineer? Now they're a stuck situation. I'm living here with my parents, but like I see like there is way more, they could be really more supportive to the society here, but
that's true of everybody in line ahead of them, James.
So even they try visit, there's difficulty. I understand. All right. One more question.
Sure.
I'm here pending asylum since 2016. Is there the work authorization card is about to expire in 100 days? When is a good time to apply? 2 months before?
Sure. And there's an automatic, the extension now too. So yeah, go ahead and apply at the 60-day mark. You'll be fine.
Okay. And if they doesn't come on time, will I still be able to renew my driver's license?
You should
or
be.
my work?
Yeah, you should be because of the extension rule. Yep.
And what is the extension rule?
They came out. They expanded. They extended the EAD. Hold on, I can tell you. Yeah, so they expanded it from a 6-month extension. I think they made it a year or 2. Let's see. Yeah, they made
so my last. Sorry.
They made it for 540 days, so they made it 18 months.
So when my last was renewed, I got for 2 years, but the 2 years is gonna be up in December.
Yeah.
So when I apply
in October, but then if you need to get your driver's license extended, just bring that new regulation of the year and a half extension. They should know it at your local DMV by now.
And what about my employer if they don't send me my EAD by December before that expire?
Same thing.
So the receipt that the USCIS for the renewal I-797 that I'll take to my employer, and I'm good for a year, and my driver license a year and a half. Thank you. I hope my expedite thing happens. One more question. I'm in Pennsylvania, and the nearest office you have is
DC.
DC. I think it's 2 hours.
Yeah, but we handle stuff. We handle stuff all over the country.
Cool. So one route I was thinking, maybe get your firm and get my thing expedited.
We don't do non-immigrant visas because, like I said, I think you got a 95% chance of denial, so we don't even mess with them.
Okay. How about the asylum cases?
Asylum cases, yeah, for sure. Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
James, I'm sorry about your dad. I'll be praying for him, and I'll keep him in my thoughts. Okay, good luck. My dad passed away in December, so I know it's really tough.
Oh, thank you for your prayers. Much appreciated. You're doing
Good luck,
great job.
brother.
Blessings.
Yep.
Blessings. Bye.
All right, that was James. All right, let's say hi to DJ. What's up, DJ?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for your
Good.
time.
How are you
I
doing?
really appreciate it. So a quick timeline to make it as short as possible. So in 2020, while on my OPT on my F1 visa as a student, I applied for the E2 visa, for a business visa.
Okay.
And then I just waited, and then after 6 months or so, they sent me, like, they want a RFE. So I sent more documents, and then
what did they ask you for in the RFE?
Oh, they asked for a lot of things.
Yeah, I bet E2s aren't
that
easy.
Was like such a long, like it was like 12 pages or something. I don't even remember exactly, but that was like a lot of things got asked for. So
it was like business plan, money, how are you going to support it? Why are you qualified to do this job and run this business, all that kind of stuff?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, it was like I printed out, like it was insane. So then I in March 2021 I actually got a denial, and then it was saying that within 30 days I can reply with a motion to reopen or reconsider. So then at this point I was like, part of me, I'm like, I kind of gave up, but then I was like encouraged, like, no, just reply because you can. I said, okay. So then I replied within the 30-day window. And then it said, so since then, I never, like, if I go online on that case, I can see that they got the case, but I never got per mail, that the receipt never got per mail. Like usually they send a receipt, but I never got the receipt. I just see it online when I log in. And also they say that they received my case like a few days later. So it would be like, it was not in the 30-day window, but I have proof that it got received on time. So saying all that, my questions is, so in this time, my visa and my EAD card in 2021 actually expired. My F1 visa that I got like 5 years ago expired. And then my questions are, am I still in F1 status? Can I remain in the US until they respond to me? And then am I also like allowed to work as I was able to do so with the F1 visa? And if they deny, or I don't know what the answer is gonna be, does that mean I overstayed since 2020? That's what.
Okay. So first of all, you're asking me these questions way, way, way too late. You should have cleared this all with an immigration attorney a long time ago.
Okay.
So when did you graduate?
That was in 2019.
When did the EAD start for your OPT? In the summer of 2019?
In 2019 until February 2020. And that was the time when I also applied for the E2
so
visa.
You applied for an E2 right before your OPT ended?
That's correct.
Have you had any communication with your university since February of 2020 when your EAD ended?
No, I reached out to them, but they never got back about this.
So it's safe for us to assume that your CVIS record was terminated by your university in February of 2020, and now it's September of 2022, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did a lawyer file your E2 application?
No.
Did a lawyer file your motion to reopen or reconsider?
No.
So you've just been going along on your own.
So I did that actually with an associate who's very knowledgeable with laws. He's not a lawyer.
They're not knowledgeable about anything. If they're not knowledgeable about anything, they did you big time wrong.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question is, I mean, number one, the motion to reopen is probably going to be denied. I think that's a 9 out of 10 chance, a 95 out of 100 chance that your motion to reopen is going to be denied. I mean, what was the basis of the motion to reopen? You can't, it's not just to add more evidence. It's why, like, what mistake do you think they made in denying your E2 visa?
I think they had also some issues how I got the fundings for it. So they asked more about this. Yeah, so I actually gave them more evidence how I got.
Well, how long was the denial?
The letter for the denial?
Yeah.
How many pages?
Yeah. Like how detailed was it? Like sometimes they just say, no, you didn't prove that you didn't meet your burden.
It was probably like 6 pages long.
So it sounds, I mean,
so last year, I'm sorry, I actually spoke to last year with a lawyer about it, but I spoke to them and then they say you can just wait. You are allowed to wait. But now I'm waiting 1.5 years and I've never heard back since I did the motion to reconsider. I never heard back from them. Before it was actually that they would send me a receipt. They would send me, hey.
But why so hung up on the receipt? Who cares? I mean, we know that you delivered it.
Yes.
So let's assume that they received it. It's safe to assume they received it. But I'm telling you that you're here barely on anything. You're here barely on anything at all. I mean, number one, there's an argument. I mean, first of all, I would never tell someone to file for a change of status from an F1 to an E2 from inside the United States. I would, or I at least would have said, at the end of your OPT, enroll back in school while they process you left yourself with very few options by just going on the E2 application that you filed without an attorney. Then once it was denied, that's a whole other question. Like when did the denial happen?
The denial happened in March 2021.
Okay, so I don't have everything in front of me, and I certainly don't have my law books and all that stuff, but I think USCIS has arguments either that your valid status ended in February 2020 when your OPT ended, or your valid status ended in 2021 when they denied your E2 visa. So you might very well have a 10-year bar on coming back to the United States. You might not. That you might be able to demonstrate that the motion to reopen kept you in some kind of status. But I think most likely what's going to happen is it's going to be denied, and then you're going to have nothing in front of you and no other options.
So in the case that I'm actually like allowed to remain until they're gonna respond to me, do you think I'm still in F1 status?
You're definitely not in F1 status. You're a status of trying to change status from F1 to E2, but I don't think that's even a valid status. I think you're out of status.
Okay.
I think you're out of status from 2021 when they issued the denial, or maybe even from when your F1 ended.
So what options would I have now at this point?
I think you got to let it play itself out. I mean, the one thing you might think about is having someone review the RFE and the denial notice, then reviewing what you submitted and asking, do we think that filing a supplemental brief in support of the application would be time and money well spent? That's one thing that you should do. The other thing you should do is you should have someone actually research whether or not you're currently in status or not, because I'm not sure that you are.
Yeah, so 1 year ago, I asked actually a lawyer, he said you are, but once they deny you, you would not be in status.
Which they did.
But then I was like, I think because they gave me a 30-day window to answer.
That doesn't do anything about your status. Those are two different things.
Okay.
Which is why you should have dropped back into F1 when your OPT ended.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the best thing to do now would be to wait for the response.
Yeah, or to look at everything that you filed and see if you can make it a lot better. I mean, you've proceeded this far without an attorney. It sounds like it was sort of a close call, so that makes me think that if you had an attorney, or even if you bring one in now, because the thing is, this is your only shot to maintain your status. It's not like generally when I get a denial of an E2 or something, I would just say reapply. But that's only your only hook to maintaining status is to keep the old one alive. So you've got a lot riding on that motion to reopen, of which you have not spent any money on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you've really put yourself in a box by not working with an attorney a whole lot sooner.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then even like I could still apply even from Germany.
Unless you have a bar.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I see. So I'm just going to wait for the status and then contact.
Okay, again, that's not what I would do, but if that's what you want to do, that's fine. All right, good luck, DJ.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. For those of you who are watching, that's why we always encourage people to get a lawyer in early. E2 visas are not easy. And, I talk all the time on here about the importance of maintaining your status while trying to change your non-immigrant status. It's very, very hard because USCIS takes so long. Like in the old days for DJ, they would have adjudicated that E2 in 2 or 3 months. But now that it takes so long, it really puts you in a trick bag if you don't maintain your status. There's arguments to be made that as long as you got it in under the wire before your F1 or your prior non-immigrant visa expires, there's an argument to be made that your status carries over. But that's a very risky proposition, as I think those of you who are listening can tell, because we just don't know what's going to happen. And now her case is basically on life support. So we wish her well. All right. Let's say hi to Samuel. Hi, Samuel.
Oh, hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm in Seattle, Washington. So I had a question. Me and I came here on a B1, B2 visa. Then we got married and we went for the interview. And the marriage was 2 years, 9 days. By the time I got my green card, 10-year green card. Yeah. So my question was, did they give me the 10-year green card by mistake? Because I hear they make mistake of giving people the 10-year green card instead of the 2-year one.
What's the date of your marriage?
It was March 9th, 2019.
And what was the day they approved your green card? What's the start date on your residence since when?
Let me check on my wallet here. Okay. March 3rd. March 25th, 2021.
Yeah. So they gave you a 10-year green card.
Yes.
Yeah, you're good. Yep, 10-year green card.
Oh, okay. So so I had overstayed my B1, B2. So will that affect when I'm applying for naturalization?
No. That's all.
Oh,
that's all cleaned up because you got your green card.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. That was the question I had.
Good luck, Samuel.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Bye, buddy.
Okay. Bye.
All right. We're going to go from Samuel to Daniel. Hi, Daniel.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing? Are you in Ethiopia right now?
Yes, sir. I'm in Ethiopia. I'm here with my wife. Yes.
That's why it's so dark, because it's Ethiopia, right? It's nighttime.
Yeah, and we cannot, because it's midnight. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my! What can I help you with?
So we just have a really quick thing, because I petitioned for my wife in 2020. I sent my forms in 2021 June, And actually, the USCIS they approved my forms within 3 months.
This is an
So September.
Hold on. You're a U.S. citizen or a green card holder?
No, I'm a U.S. citizen.
And you filed an I-130 for your spouse, and USCIS approved it in 3 months' time.
Yeah, so it was approved in September 21, and it was sent to NVC September 24. And September 28, we got our letters, and I paid the fees, sent the forms.
Great.
So at that time, I was taking NVC 3 months. I cannot even speak. So they approved my forms January of this year. So we've been waiting for interviews since then.
NBC said you're documentally qualified in January.
Yes, sir, January 11th of this year.
Okay. And so
we've been waiting since then.
Well, so
no interview.
What are you hearing about the embassy? Are they moving cases ahead of yours, older than yours, younger than yours? What are you hearing?
It's really inconsistent because we see from 2020, 2021, they're moving, but embassy was closed December of last year for 3 months because of the civil war, and they reopened. They reopened in February.
Yeah.
And now again, the war has started again, so I don't know what's going to happen. So we just wanted to know what should we do.
Well, I mean, could she get a visa to go to a different country?
She can get a visa to go to Tanzania, which is an hour and 15 minutes from here.
So you could ask the NVC if you can move the case to Tanzania. I mean, just because
I myself, I actually asked if I can move. I emailed the U.S. Embassy in Tanzania, and they told me to contact NVC. But at that point, I already had a lawyer, which they took $3,500, and she hasn't done anything. She wanted to transfer to Zambia, but we haven't heard anything from her.
Yeah, it's tricky to get the embassies to accept it. I mean, that's the thing too, is that the NVC says, oh, you have to ask the embassy, and the embassy says, oh, you have to ask the NVC. So that's not surprising.
Right.
I would just keep approaching Tanzania, asking them to take it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think of the U.S. Embassy in Tanzania as an overly busy place. So I would imagine
it's not busy. They are only processing maybe 3 IR1s, 0 CR1s, and we got married in October of 2020. So October will be, I think, IR1 for us.
Yeah, I mean, overall, your case has gone pretty quickly, but that's that doesn't make you feel better now. I would just keep trying Tanzania and see what happens.
So then another question is not a question, but I saw today on Department of State that the American citizens who are living in Ethiopia or Afghanistan, they can file at the embassy, direct filing at the embassy. But I have already filed my paperwork and approved by NVC.
Yeah,
that's not going to do anything, right?
No, you don't want to mess with that. No.
Okay. Is suing the NVC going to help? Because I also have a medical condition that I am suffering from really severe high blood pressure, and I asked for expedite, which they denied.
I think it's too early. I think that you got to wait at least until January or February to sue them. Suing's not a bad idea, because when we sue them, then we can talk to the U.S. attorney about trying to move it to Tanzania. Sometimes that helps, but generally they leave that to the embassies themselves. So I think you just got to keep bothering Tanzania.
Okay, so the best way is just to keep bothering Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have any other question? Okay, and that was it because the lawyer really they took $3,500 and she has not done anything. It's just we cannot even call her. We call her, she gets angry.
Yeah, you should get your money back.
I can get my money back from the lawyer?
Yeah. Say, I want my money back, and I want to fire you as my attorney.
Okay. And then I talked to one of the lawyer. He used to work at the embassy. So he used to be a diplomat. He says something about humanitarian parole or something.
No, just keep
it doesn't work. Okay.
just keep bothering Tanzania. Forget all that stuff. Don't pay any money to anybody. You can do this.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jim.
Daniel, good luck, buddy. All right, that was Daniel. Got time for a few more. Let's say hi to Elijah. He's got his headsets on.
Hi. Well, Jim, it's an honor talking with you. I've been listening and watching every of your videos that you pre-recorded way back from when. And
Awesome.
so I'm a Russian citizen. I hold a green card on EB2, and my wife as my dependent. Now, our 21-year-old child is in the States. We are all in the States, and she's a U.S. citizen. She was born in here. And my question is, through my EB2, I can apply for the U.S. citizenship on, I believe, March 1, 2027. Does the fact that our daughter is U.S. citizen give us any earlier date to apply for the U.S. citizenship?
No.
Understood. That's what I expected.
What's the start date on your green card?
May 1, 2022. Yeah. May 31. May 31.
Okay.
So it's
March
1.
No, and if you didn't have your green card, it'd probably be faster to get the green card through your daughter, which would then make it faster for citizenship. But once you have that employment-based green card, you can't get another one through your daughter, and once you have your green card, it's the same processing time for citizenship.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for your show.
That was easy. Thanks for watching, Elijah.
Yeah,
bye, buddy. All right, let's say hi to Jade. Hi, Jade.
Oh, hi, Jim. I talked to you before, so this is something really quick. A little backstory about me. I'm a sales associate here at a retail store, and I have about 1 year experience, and I'm gonna get my associate's degree in December from a college in the States. Now, I was thinking about immigrating to the US, like to live and work, but I just want to know, how should I go about that process, because I'm also starting my bachelor's degree online next year, and then on my last semester I'll go in person. So how should I go about that?
So I would, once you get your associate's degree, I would start, even maybe before you get it, I would start contacting schools. You want to come to the United States on an F1. Don't do your bachelor's online. Do your bachelor's in the United States.
Right.
And then once you're done, once you have a bachelor's degree, then you can do optional practical training for a year afterwards to work, in the hopes that somebody will sponsor you for an H-1B work visa.
So I can't do none of that before. None of that.
No, none of that. You got to finish your studies, and you want to get your degree from an American college or university, and you need that to move up and be able to get the OPT at the end of your F1s and then the H-1B.
So even if they just did one semester in person, that's still okay?
No, I think you should do the whole. I think you should do the whole bachelor's in person. The last 2 years. 2 years.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's all, actually.
I don't think an embassy would give you an F1 visa to come for one semester. That's the problem.
That's true.
It just doesn't sound legit. Like they're gonna be onto that you're just coming to work after. So I think your best shot is, once you have your associate's degree, then find an international school that you can come and study at to get your bachelor's, and then that's how you make your pitch for your F1. That's the only way you're going to get into the United States, I think. I think trying to find an employer after you get your bachelor's from an online school in the United States to hire you and sponsor you, it's almost impossible.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, that's it.
Thanks, Jade. Have a great day. All right, everybody. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be back at 4 p.m. Central Time. So right around the same time as we did today. I will be here tomorrow at 4 to answer all of your immigration-related questions. Hope you all have a great night. And if you want to jump the line and be the first, I mean, today the waiting room filled up in the first 60 seconds. And if you want to be the first ones in there, the best trick is to text the word show to 314-470-3300, and you actually get the link to the waiting room before everybody else and before I hit that play and live button. Huli, thanks for your help as always. You're such a great team member. Love having you. And I appreciate all of your support. Thank everybody for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.